Heading right back into ESEA Open for another game. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I'm going to be covering a demo tonight between East Coast Gaming and BeetleJuice Fan Club. Now, this is actually the third game of the season for both these teams, as of the time of recording this, of course. And BeetleJuice Fan Club, I believe, got off to a 1-1 start. Meanwhile, East Coast Gaming were off to a 2-0 start. So, again, just when you look at the numbers straight up here, you do have to give a slight edge to East Coast Gaming. But, I mean, hell, this is ESEA Open. Anything can happen. And really, East Coast Gaming, again, maybe on fire isn't exactly the word to use here, but they're definitely on an upward trajectory after how they have been performing in the past year, and obviously looking to one-up their score. Now, for East Coast Gaming, the lineup is going to be Ball Everyday, Lift, Mac, AJ, and Hornet on the left side of your screen. And BeetleJuice Fan Club has, I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm going to go with Dirk, Broken, Tryon, Takmo, or excuse me, Akmo, rather, and Asian Den. So, fumbling up the names, but hopefully no rounds are fumbled up here. Immediately off the bat here, BeetleJuice Fan Club are going to be pushing 4 players in towards connector here, kind of in a conga line formation, so perhaps a little bit risky just because of that. But I think East Coast Gaming, with actually not much information found, will be backing off of B meanwhile. So really, they're just kind of spreading their wings all across the map here, trying to find an early kill or two if they're going to be possibly given the chance here. Dirk tosses down a nice little flash to try to pop his teammates out over towards water here, making it so East Coast Gaming will have to take up the fight by themselves here. Mac is able to actually find a triple in the round, and it's like that. It's already over. Mac gets 3 and Ball Everyday with 2, makes it probably the biggest slaughter of a pistol round that I think East Coast Gaming have seen so far in their season. Gone in the matter of seconds, BeetleJuice Fan Club are just completely blown out of the water, not ready for the sheer dominance of the East Coast Gamers. Now, heading into number 2 here, probably not going to be the world's strongest buy from BeetleJuice Fan Club here, so don't exactly have the highest expectations, but maybe they can try to get something done with the Glocks that they have in hand. I mean, probably their best case scenario would be getting that bomb plant down, but even that seems a bit far-fetched considering how that pistol round went. They don't seem to exactly be the #1 team to watch with pistols. But I'm ready to be surprised. They've managed to get a lot of long control for free here, but all it does is just buy time for rotate to happen from ECG, and they're going to be at the ready for this push here. Hornet holds down the line with 1. The trade isn't quite there. Luckily, it takes 2 pistols to actually take him down, and that means that East Coast Gaming don't even need to complete their rotates by the time that massacre is over. And the 2-0 start that we were foreshadowing does indeed come to fruition, and still nothing found for East Coast, or I kept on saying East Coast E-Boys, it's BeetleJuice Fan Club. Now with both teams being able to buy up, though, this becomes a bit more of a considerable challenge for them here. As expected, the usual flow of a CS game still in full effect. Second round easily converted, but the third one is going to be a little bit harder because East Coast Gaming don't have the best buy to work with. A FAMAS and an MP9. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. They have those M4s in play, but just because of that MP9 and FAMAS, it can be a little bit spooky to convert it against AK-47s, especially just when you give it the old eye test. It does favor the side of BeetleJuice Fan Club at the moment here. But, they've been blown out of the water twice in a row now. Maybe momentum, if nothing else, is kind of what East Coast Gaming are skating on. It's a bit scary because of that too. Water control is seized by the defenders, and because of this, BeetleJuice Fan Club, because they have also given this spot up for free, they basically are kind of being funneled to go over towards that A bomb site here. It seems that they have that same idea as well, having flashes at the ready, etc., etc., going to be setting up for a full execute. Not really much to say otherwise, but they're taking their time. This just allows time for the defenders to get in fantastic positions, and before the smokes can even go out, Dirk is going to be the first one to fall. Hornet catches him off guard, and a 4 versus 5 is always good news. A 3 versus 5 is even better. The 2 versus 5 isn't quite a reality, so back to a 3 versus 4 we go, but for how long too? BeetleJuice Fan Club will again even things up before Ball Everyday arrives on the scene, nearly takes down another player. Akmo and Asian Den, the 2 players players with A will need an A+ performance to close out this round, but it's not exactly looking likely. With Mac on the flank, he could easily shut this down in just a matter of a couple of bullets. He finds the first, locates the second, and from here it's just going to be courtesy that East Coast Gaming can close this one out. Acmo desperately needs to try to close the distance, find one kill if he so possibly can, but Lift is at the ready. Trades him out, picks up an AK for his trouble, and 3-0. East Coast Gaming couldn't be getting off to a better start. Hey, what's up, Hana? How you doing? Again, working on those demos that I need to cast here. So this is another one of the magic times. It's interesting. The other demo I was going to cast. Oh, you're trying to set up your OBS? Use the auto configuration wizard. It's super easy in that sort of way. Speaking of super easy, this should probably be a super easy round for East Coast Gaming to come out on top of here. Oh, trying to set up your scenes. I feel ya. There's some extractor, I believe, from slobs to obs, if you want to try using that. I can help out after this cast because, I mean, at this rate, it's going to be kind of a speed run. First player already dropped, second, third. I mean, this is just kind of a massacre. Something that we have seen a decent amount of times now, and I have no reason to change that tradition, excuse me, but the T's are trying the best. You know, they're getting some work done with the Deagles, yeah, but Asian Den is the only people to, or only person, excuse me, to find anything whatsoever. 10-minute game incoming is what Hana says, and again, how this is going, if this gun round doesn't go the way of the T's, it just might be that fast. It's already not looking too promising for them, but at least there's another buy for the BeetleJuice fan club to work off of here. They have a great name, but the performance isn't quite as good as their name. Brought out into AJ's hands. On control slowly being taken as well. So BeetleJuice fan club, they're setting up for a little bit more of a default. Asian Den nearly gets that crazy spray transfer, but unfortunately there were walls in the way. His bullets don't exactly curve that direction. It would have been really cool, but oh well. Bomb is down in the spawn as well. I'm pretty sure they should pick that one up here. Asian Den, did you notice that, sir? There we are. He does. Okay. That's a bunch of time off the clock. BeetleJuice fan club still have nothing that they can really work towards here. They have water control. That's probably the best thing that they have going for them here, but AJ will strike right back and actually get a kill. That's a trade I would take any day of the week here. Water control for a free kill. East Coast Gaming, I mean, with BeetleJuice fan club basically being handicapped at the moment, having to close this one out is going to be a monumental task that I don't think East Coast Gaming are going to even give them the chance to try to figure out. Double nades over towards boost. And Broken pressing W into the site here. Doesn't spot a player over towards pit, nor does he spot the one over towards barrels here, but he's going to clear his angles out fine here. Mac has given away his position and still somehow gets away with both kills. That is absolutely absurd. Asian Den is meanwhile at the A bomb site with the bomb in hand here. It's been located on the radar, so that means the rotates can come through. Nice little tap from Asian Den makes this a little bit more possible, but a 2 versus 4 still. And ECG, really, again, this should be one that they're able to close out in the matter of seconds here. Asian Den will continue to try their best, though, as they now collect their second kill of the round. But they're going to need to find 3 more to even have a chance of winning this. It's not going to happen. East Coast Gaming, 5-0 start. It couldn't really be better if they tried. Well, they're going to be trying for sure. BeetleJuice fan club, considering they got the bomb down, plus a couple of members taken out from the CT side, means that they're going to be able to afford AK-47s, and actually an op is brought out into the picture as well. So I'm guessing that would be probably going over towards mid. Sometimes you see ops go out over towards connector, but Asian Den has usually kind of been lurking a little bit here. I mean, he was the one picking up that bomb in that last round, and he's overall just kind of liked playing over towards mid. So I like the idea of that connector control that they're going to get. I feel like that's probably the most confident thing for BeetleJuice fan club so far. Being able to control a lot of connector and a lot of water almost uncontested is definitely something to work with here. Hornet, though, is going to try to deny any map control that he possibly can, slowly sneaking up over towards mid. He gets to a very tricky spot, uncontested, drops the bomb, but is quickly traded. A 4-on-4, lots of information found. But East Coast Gaming although that's a lot of information found on where the BeetleJuice fan club are setting up, it's not really enough to warrant any huge rotates. Maybe drag one person back over towards the A bomb site, since it seems that BeetleJuice fan club are going to be setting up for an A exec. But it's still too early to actually call. I mean, there's the smokes that I was thinking about here, so definitely that A play seems to be on the cards, but counter smokes can come through quite easily from East Coast Gaming, and then we'd be right back to square one. Aw, yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to become the best caster I can be, so I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much. Definitely lots to be trying and working towards here, but 1-for-1 trade is still not the good news, not the good headline that BeetleJuice fan club needed to actually make this round work again. So a rough position for them here, made a little bit better as Acmo was able to find another. That one's actually on the ball every day. Molotov out towards heaven. This is the perfect flurry of kills that they needed. AJ tries to spoil the party here, but he's not one for surprises. He's going to get jump scared here and not quite ready for the action. Again, thank you so much for the kind words. You guys are so nice to me. I really do appreciate it a lot. Finally, it's the first round on the board for the BeetleJuice fan club, though, and considering it was a bit of a shaky round, I mean, it was down into 3 versus 3 at one point. It came down to, what was it, a 2v1 at the end? That's a decent enough conversion. I mean, BeetleJuice fan club can be relatively happy with that one. Ops also brought up into the picture, although the buy is a little bit strange. They seem to want to go for double ops instead of maybe dropping an AK for Dirk here, but, well, there's an AK that he could pick up, isn't it? Broken, gets shattered. By a single shot of AJ's sniper, and, well, AJ, what can he do other than just back up? They don't need to give anything to BeetleJuice fan club at the moment here. This would be just so detrimental if it's given up for them for free. 6-1 scoreline, and although it wouldn't break the economy, it would definitely break their hearts. BeetleJuice fan club, they really need that big number at the top to go up for them. Yeah, it's been a pretty turbulent ride. Asian Den, 1 point of health. You couldn't be closer if you tried it. That's unreal. Definitely going to be a liability on this push as well. Hornet is going to stop the push before it even starts, but he's stopped before he can even get going. Get raring to go. AJ, who's also taken an AWP shot of his own, is still trying to be alive and kicking over towards truck side here. Doesn't actually find anything. It's Mac-10 who actually comes in handy here to find one. The smoke gets a kill! Oh my lord, the smoke got a kill there. That's unreal. Oh man, I was thinking about it. I was thinking like, wow, Agent Den's on 1 point of health. I mean, I was gonna say like something like you could breathe on him, you could throw a smoke grenade at him and it would kill him, but there has been very few times where I've actually seen a smoke impact kill. I'm glad we could share this momentous occasion together, because wow, that could not be a better morale boost for East Coast Gaming if they possibly tried. That's so... I mean, that's just rubbing salt in the wound, seriously. BeetleJuice fan club, literally nothing is going their way here. They have one round to show for on this T side, and then they get smoke impact killed, traded out right back, and although this one's looking a little bit more promising, there's still chances for East Coast Gaming to strike back. Again, off to a good start, though. They can probably get this bomb down for free here. Force a 5 versus 4 retake here, and hey, what's up, Tessie? How you doing? Oh, okay, I'm trying to figure out how the side of BeetleJuice fan club are doing at the moment here, and the answer is not very good. Ball every day again with the grenades. This time it's an actual HE, not a smoke grenade that finds the kill, but it's still enough to make poor little Asian Den just a little bit more angry. Another kill comes in. This time it's from Hornet onto Tryon, and the retake is in. It's already over. This is insanely one-sided at this point. I mean, BeetleJuice fan club, what can they exactly hope for? I mean, I'm trying to think of the decent things that they have going, but what I thought was going well for them is just something that they haven't exactly exploited in the same way. You know, that early connector control, trying to move onto water, and it's just, that's all that they really have that's good for them. The trades are okay, I suppose. I mean, I want to go to sleep because I'll have an exam in the morning. I'm really impressed with... Oh, thank you so much. Well, good luck with your exam as well. And if you're going to go to sleep, feel free. I upload all my VODs on this channel if you want to give it a watch. But I just really appreciate you stopping by. It means a lot to me. And good luck on your exam. Curious on what class it's for. As we're catching up with the lovely Twitch chatters here, it looks like this is basically all done and dusted for round number 9 here. Not really too much to write home about other than the fact that this was a full investment from BeetleJuice fan club and they've really found about nothing. Yeah, no, it actually is completely nothing. This is brutality. 8-1, unreal. I mean, what can he say about such a one-sided game like this? It's a common dilemma I come across, you know, but when a game is 8-1 and BeetleJuice fan club, they're barely even treading water at this point. All I can just kind of do is just praise how good of a job the opposition is doing because, man, BeetleJuice fan club can't find really anything to work with. They miss a flash at mid for starters too. Hornet basically has the opportunity of a lifetime to find probably 2 kills here. There's the first, and the spray isn't quite there onto the second. So it's a trade out from Dirk. AJ is just going to pick off where he left off, and, well, I mean, 2 versus 4, barely 20 seconds into the round, and it's pretty much already over. At least there's an AK to work with. Maybe Asian Den can try to make a solo play happen, a solo effort happen. We've seen that he's not too terrible with like actually hitting these shots, especially over towards the A bomb site, but definitely kind of seems like a one-man army in a lot of cases. He has the Stewie avatar here, but he's going to need to be Stewie 2K for the time being. And what is that? He was just standing there. I think he just gave up. Yeah, no, he just kind of he gave up on that one. Bit of an anticlimactic finish. I even popped out the old Stewie line for him. 9-1, Christ. This is just... I mean, this is already the majority won by the CT. Kind of an expected result considering it is overpass, but this is on the verge of being considered, you know, like, if things go this way, maybe 11-4 at worst. Or maybe 9-6 if BeetleJuice fan club can keep doing things like that. Tryon finds the first. That's onto AJ. Onto AJ, excuse me. Much better start for them. They haven't had a lot of these 4v5s to put themselves in. Broken literally walks into a grenade, like, just right there for no reason. That's even more unfortunate. But it doesn't matter. They're still winning this numbers game at the moment, so East Coast Gaming are forced to kind of split up where they're playing. 2 over towards A, 2 over towards B most likely here. And the 2 players over towards A are actually going on a little bit of a mission together, trying to find a kill to even things back up here. Really, BeetleJuice fan club are in a very comfortable position at the moment to set up for an execute. Or just wait for a little while longer for the inevitable play that's going to come through, because East Coast Gaming need to make a play at the moment. Oh, Tryon. Stuck in just such an awkward position. There's a trade that I was expected, and now from here it should just be a quick finish from East Coast Gaming. Although Mac is going to go down though, makes things a little bit more awkward. Same story with Ball every day. The trades nor the flashes were exactly there. First messy duel we've seen in a while from East Coast Gaming, and retake effort is on. But at 2 versus 4, the numbers favor BeetleJuice fan club, and finally they're going to get something together. It's the second round on the board, but they're going to need a lot more where that came from to make this a more promising half. Money is no object for the side of East Coast Gaming as well, which is probably one of the worst things, you know? I mean, they're not even hurting. Their money is just completely fine. They can buy it for rounds to come, and hell, they could even get more snipers together if they so wanted. There's a lot to look forward to. That being said, though, we don't even need to see anything fancy come out. There's the AWP that I mentioned previously. Into Broken's hands, or onto Broken's head, rather. Free 4 versus 5. East Coast Gaming again. They'll take that one any day of the week. 2 rounds that BeetleJuice fan club have gotten so far, and one of them they're basically gifted a free 4 versus 5. Now the tables have turned. Flipped right on its head here. Now East Coast Gaming are in the driver's seat, but all they have to do is just kind of sit on their laurels. They don't need to make a play like they needed to last round. They can just wait for the play to happen to them. BeetleJuice fan club, I mean, really, it's all in their hands right now, you know? the spotlight is on them to actually try to deliver with something here, and I'm thinking maybe Tryon peeking out over towards bathrooms might be an opportunity for this here. AJ is watching a pretty sneaky angle over towards bathrooms, and then Hornet will be at the ready in case things go from bad to worse in a moment's notice, but Hornet is actually going to deliver before that even becomes necessary. AJ gets actually taken down by Asian Den, and the bomb just might be planted. Ball Every Day has still yet to be found. How is this working out for BeetleJuice Fan Club? It's a 3 versus 3. Ball Every Day has yet to give up his position, but he hasn't exactly had the biggest impact either. Matt, quick on the rotate, is already making things start to work out a little bit sweeter for the CTs here, but Ball Every Day has yet to do anything. They haven't peeked out over towards long. There will be a Molotov going out here. Agent Den kind of has to respect it, or just push through it right into his death here. Dirk tried to pull down the Kobe nade here, but you're not Ball Every Day. You can try to tag him up to half, but it's not going to be enough to finish the job. 10 rounds, East Coast Gaming are rolling. Again, I think it's fair to say that they're rolling at this point. I mean, is there really anything to convince me otherwise? If they continue getting that first pick, BeetleJuice Fan Club, I mean, obviously that's like their biggest key to success. Far from impossible if they do that. Becomes slightly more awkward. And, okay, never mind, they gave it up again. I was about to say when AJ gets tacked up to half, plus they have a double sniper in play, but it really doesn't matter. Again, this numbers game is coming into effect. Make sure that broken. Tryon gets one, and look at this, 4 versus 2. Again, barely 30 seconds elapsed. These have been some insanely quick rounds in recent history. BeetleJuice Fan Club perhaps just not exactly adapting to this pressure, are trying to take things quicker and quicker instead of just sitting on their heels for a while. And East Coast Gaming, they're fine playing that sort of game here because as soon as they get their free picks, they'll back off and play sites. Look how passive they are right now. This is absurd. You have graffiti being played out by Lift at the moment here. Can spot anybody if they go over towards site here, or in that case, if they push through the smoke. It's all on Asian Den to close this one out here. 1 on 3, finds the first, no problem. There's still many more to go. Well, I said 11-4 was very likely. Now things are actually looking even more dire. 12-3, perhaps, assuming BeetleJuice Fan Club actually chooses to save up here. But no, they take a bit of a measured approach to it. They're going to buy up fully. AKs actually have a lot better of a buy than I figured they would have, considering. That's the loss bonus coming into effect for you. Again, there's that fast play that I mentioned. BeetleJuice Fan Club have picked up on the fact that water control has been their strong suit, but East Coast Gaming have as well. They'll adapt to it, find 3 kills just like that. The round is basically in dire straits here. 12-2 is probably what we're going to be looking at here, because a 2v4, I just don't see it happening here, especially with the quick flanks in play. In case BeetleJuice Fan Club try to take this elsewhere. Lift at the ready over towards water. Just gets the spray up. I mean, this is brutal. Definitely looking incredibly comfortable on overpass East Coast Gaming, and I think that CT side performance that they have had so far has proven exactly that. There's still one more round for them, you know, to avoid getting 13-2'd. Again, something a little bit quicker out towards mid here. Want to keep an eye on AJ. Doesn't quite hit the shot. It's no matter though. He'll have more opportunities coming to him in just a matter of seconds. Somehow, Tryon only gets tagged for 21 damage. I'm not sure if that railing is just that strong or if that is his toenail or something, but either way, the connection's not there. Player's going up towards long, and this is exactly what I'm worried about. Look at this. This fast play just does not work here. They're able to adapt to it. Although they have been knocked down a peg here, they're still alive and kicking, but not for long. East Coast Gaming, look at this. Hornet is just doing the dance. It's over. It's over. Hanabana says toes. I'm going to time you out for being horny in my Twitch chat. It's Sova. No, wrong game, Hana. Again, it always is hard to commentate such a one-sided affair. But BeetleJuice Fan Club just haven't quite been able to adapt to much of anything, and I'm pretty sure East Coast Gaming would Happily take that. If this was Valorant, they would have won already. This is true. This is true, but I have a feeling this is going to be a bit more of a quick affair, even nonetheless. 18 and 9 for Hornet at the moment. They have been given a lot of free opportunities. I mean, really, there's no one person standing out in the server at the moment here. It's been pretty much everybody showing up. Considering the score is 12-13-2 at the moment, it's hard to really say otherwise. There's some interesting solo efforts going on from the side of BeetleJuice Fan Club, and actually, they're actually winning this pistol round somehow. This is a little bit of a hiccup, but they found themselves in a good position to close this one out. Oh, maybe not for long. Broken gives up his life over towards Heaven. Lift with a very awkward duel up towards the opposing CT. Actually manages to take them, but Akmo comes up on the flank. Oh, Lord, that is insanely awkward. 4 and 14 for the man at the moment here, and I think he's not going to be the player to watch because Akmo now has a lot to do and not a lot of space to do it. 12-14, or 12-14, 2-14. Yeah, BeetleJuice Fan Club are wishing it was 12-14. I haven't seen a blowout like this for a while, and so depressing as well. 2 more to go. And East Coast Gaming surely are going to be able to convert this one too, so they will soon be breathing down side of match point. Yo, what's up, Benji? How you doing, my dude? I'm actually casting over a demo right now. Lift is Jesus. This is also true. Although, it looks like Lift in this case, Jesus is, he's at a different place. How you doing, Benji? How's the season been going for you? I'm telling you, for East Coast Gaming, it's been going rather well. 3v4. I mean, again, this is just kind of such an expected result at this point here. I don't really know what you can say. I mean, it's pistols versus Galils and AKs. What are you going to expect to happen? Slaughter. Pure and utter slaughter. Go ahead and put them out of their misery right now. At least BeetleJuice Fan Club will have a bye coming in here, but it might be their last hurrah. Not the best. You're 1-5. Yo! Welcome to the club, man. Same here. Only I'm pretty sure that I'm not in advance, but hey. I've been doing good. You know, I'm just trying to do a lot more casting, to be completely honest. But I'm just, like, insanely busy. I just don't even know what's going on anymore. There's just too much to think and do and worry about. That being said, though, it is what it is. BeetleJuice Fan Club actually going to win this one? Why they're in such a good position at the moment here. Look at this. The bomb and the players from East Coast Gaming are all over the place. This is actually very, very winnable from BeetleJuice Fan Club, excuse me. They have a couple of guns to work with. Asian Dead has an AK. Could possibly toss it over to Dirk if they wanted. AJ really needs to find this kill here. Oh, but he's given up his charade at the moment. There's a rotate that's expected to come through. Dirk will go ahead and take him out, and I can't believe it. BeetleJuice Fan Club, I actually think they might win this one. It's looking awfully good for them. I mean, look, they're split across a map, 2Ts. Lift. Well, apparently Lift is Jesus, and I'm ready for him to provide some salvation. Perhaps Ball Every Day can show up with some more lovely antics with the nades like we saw previously. Benji, do you believe? No way Keck W is... I always love doing like bait emotes like that to catch people off guard. Like Weird Champ is just a tiny feels good man. And Pog in all capitals is just, I'm stupid. BeetleJuice Fan Club. I can't believe it. They actually picked up that round. I was not expecting that whatsoever, but I'll be damned. They're staying alive in this one here. For how much longer, I don't exactly know, but seems like something that just barely slipped out of the grasp of East Coast Gaming. Should I actually enable the real Keck W, though? I kind of like it being Smile. I just think it's funny. But, well, you know, I do what the audience wants. One more for the side of East Coast Gaming to find, though. It's your favorite emote? Alright, I'll go ahead and add it just for you, Benji. I got you. Bit of a strange buy from both sides, I want to mention. Obviously, BeetleJuice Fan Club are just trying to piece together everything they can, but it's not exactly looking all too likely. Again, I don't know how they found themselves in such a comfortable position. Why did East Coast Gaming buy up into this one here? They have so much confidence that they can close it out right here, right now, and I'm starting to believe why. Hornet, lovely spray down onto the player over at Heaven. But it's not there. The round still finishes. Everyone's spamming Kek W. I just love it. And also, I love my weird champ. Look at this. Look at that thing. It's so stupid. Anyway, this weird champ is for ants. Indeed it is. I feel like I should probably be doing my job here and casting the finish, but I mean, East Coast Gaming, they have so much wiggle room to work with where it's like there's no way that they lose this one, right? That would just be absurd. At least they're taking a bit more of a safe approach to it, though. They're choosing to probably double save. Or no, probably just a single save. They can probably buy up next. And just go ahead and try to take the fight with pistols here. This should be a gimme. BeetleJuice Fan Club, necessary just to build up, you know, a little bit of momentum and, you know, maybe get themselves back into this game mentally. Because they have a long mountain to climb. A tall mountain to climb, probably is a better phrase to say. 11 rounds that they need in a row here, and hell, with AJ hitting shots like that, I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be lasting in this. A disgusting shot from AJ. Cracks open the site a little bit more, but it's still pretty well guarded by the couple of members on BeetleJuice Fan Club. Does AJ actually get another? That's unreal. He's searching for a third over towards the truck position at the moment. Acmo, all he can do is just bide his time, but knowing that AJ is going to be ready to demolish him at any time. It's actually Ball every day to find the kill. Back into the lead, East Coast Gaming go, but they only have 20 seconds left, and they need to get this bomb down, but it's stuck in a very awkward position. Dirk and Asian Den combine to find the kills, and then the legend of AJ is finally over. Try as he might, it's not quite good enough. BeetleJuice Fan Club, again, they survived for a round longer, despite all the fearful scenes that we saw in that last round, excuse me. They still come out of it. 10 more in a row that they need. Again, this is far from over from BeetleJuice Fan Club. It's not that they need, like, you know, 5 rounds in a row and then they can force OT. No, I mean, they're going to have to force OT after getting a current streak of 12 in a row. It's depressing no matter how you try to slice it. I mean, it's going to have to be the most insane comeback that I've seen so far. But, you know, it's ESEA Open. Literally anything can happen. That's why it's ESEA Open. It's not like we're seeing Astralis and G2 here. Although with some of these grenades coming out from our boy Ball every day, oh, he might be glaive undercover. Smurfing in an open team. Still can't get over that smoke kill that he got earlier. That was just absurd. Smoke over towards the site. Asian Dan in a strong position to shut this out, although Hornet is able to find the first. Oh, this has got to be it, right? A 3 versus 5. No way that East Coast came and choked this one. They're trying to get the bomb down, but they're not ready for Dirk. He's just pushing through the smoke, finds the first. A bit of a crazy spray, but he gets that one contested. I don't know how he's doing so healthy. Broken gets another one as well, and the retake is already fully in effect from BeetleJuice Fan Club. They get another one going for them here. Dirk finds it. AJ, now on the lurk though, has managed to find one. Not quite the spray conversion that he's looking for, and suddenly Lift finds himself in a 1 versus 2, excuse me, and from a 5 versus 3, BeetleJuice Fan Club somehow closed that one out after the absurdity, the crazy plays coming out from Dirk. How the hell did they manage that one? There's literally like everything going their way. It was a 3 versus 5. They had the bomb nearly down. That could have forced, you know, obviously a plant, and for some reason they just don't get it going. 3 players committed over towards mid. See party control or playground control being quickly contested as well. 1 AK in play from East Coast Gaming. Kind of strange buy that they have at the moment here, considering AJ probably only going to have 3,400 next round, considering he spent literally every penny he got making this buy work. But perhaps it's a misbuy. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? ECG, I mean, literally, they only need one round here. Go ahead and save your money. Get the best possible buy that you could hope for. Hell, do 5 auto snipers if you want to. You have the time. You have the resources. Hornet doing a little bit of train spotting, but spots nothing. Probably the quietest round we've seen this entire game. Almost feels a bit strange to have my voice calm for this long here, but I know danger will strike in just a couple of moments, and there it is, Asian Den. Flies too close to the sun here and ends up burning alive because of it. There's actually a boost coming through, Ball Every Day at the top of it, peeking in towards heaven, but no one is there. Ball Every Day needs to have his head on a swivel at the moment here. There's lots of potential information for him to find, lots of potential sounds for him to listen for here. He needs silence, and possibly something will come for him here. Unfortunately, though, dismounts from the boost before it's able to come into fruition here, and too little too late. East Coast Gaming now will just push in towards the A bomb site with their deagles in hand, plus that AK in the back to try to throw a little bit of caution into the wind. But barely any time remaining means that it's just going to be complete and utter meat grinder on the A bomb site. 7-15. BeetleJuice fan club, I mean, they found a decent amount in a row now. 5 in it? 5 in a row, isn't it? Well, if they can keep this up, maybe we would have an interesting game on our hands, but with another full buy coming through, with the exception of AJ, who's going to have to pick up the Galil after that possible misbuy that he had last time. This is basically exactly what East Coast Gaming have been saving up for. Flash mid. Quick push up here. East Coast Gaming moving a little bit faster, taking this mid control that BeetleJuice fan club have completely given up here. They don't even want to bother with this mess. No bathrooms hold for them here, even though they have that op in play. It's actually over towards B. There comes the execute from East Coast Gaming. Though there is a counter Molotov here, there's still plenty of utility left, right, and center. East Coast Gaming dropped the first player, dropped the second player as well. The defense has been completely shattered. And although retake effort is quickly in effect from the CTs, it doesn't have the same amount of power as it did before. AJ now with a double of his right as well will go ahead and close it out with style. An absolute slaughter for the last round of this game here. Will make it 16-7. And as the crow flies, it's going to be, well, at the time of this game happening, a 3-0 start in the season. That isn't going to be the end of me, though. I am actually going to go ahead and toss it to a quick break before I head into another game that I'm going to be casting from the East Coast Gaming side. Shouldn't be too long, so go ahead and I hope you guys like music, because I'm going to go ahead and toss it to a little bit of music. See you soon.